Welcome to Adventures in Consciousness, the interactive show that offers expansive conversation with pioneering new thought teachers and personal real-time guided journeys into the imaginal realm to access your soul's wisdom and discover how to live your greater story. Here is your host, human potentialist, soul mentor, and consciousness guide, Jennifer Ivanko.
Hello, everyone, and welcome. Welcome to Adventures in Consciousness, the conversation. So you might remember that we do 2 episodes each month. The first episode, we have a guest and a deep conversation. And then in the second episode, I like to do a journey or an experiential episode where we take a journey into different areas that we have opened up with our conversations. Last episode, we had a guest, Simran Singh. She's a wonderful author and an activist, a sacred activist. And she shared her book called Living the 7 Blessings of Human Experience. So I was inspired after talking to her because she went into quite a bit about the different dimensions of self. And so over the next few months, I would like to start a series around multidimensional human experience and what this means. We all can agree that we are multidimensional beings. But have you really thought about what that really means? The word multidimensional always gets my attention. I get excited about the idea that it explains that, points us towards mystery and things that we can discover beyond the normal 3D life. But what does multidimensionality really mean? The textbook definition describes that anything with many parts or aspects is multidimensional. At the scientific, practical level, you could limit the meaning to the 3D experience of life. What excites me about multi-dimensions of our human experience is the dimension of time, or the dimension of dreams, or the soul journeys, knowings, knowledge, and esoteric teachings that come to us from many of the world's ancient cultures and traditions, all of them pointing towards the dimensionality of a greater spiritual ecosystem that we're immersed in. Over the next few months, we're going to explore the human experience of multidimensionality. We will take journeys together to explore various dimensions, whether experiencing the levels of self or tapping into dimensions of dreams, accessing the dream dimensions of time, dimensional soul journeys, and even more. Today, I'd like to start with the 2 dimensions of ourself, 2 of the 3 dimensions of ourself. So we have the physical dimension, the physical reality, and we have the causal reality, which is the spiritual reality. And in the middle, we have the subtle reality, which is our mind, our intellect, and our ego. So today we're going to just explore the first 2 layers, which is the physical, and there's 3 layers within the physical reality. We have the extended body, the physical body, and the energetic body. And then we have as I said, the subtle realm, where we have the mind, the intellect, and the ego. And this is creating the groundwork. So later in next episodes, we can go to the causal realm, that spiritual level. And then we can go on to dreams, time, soul journeys, and other adventures. So adventures in consciousness. So as I said today, before I say anything more, I want to really just dive into the physical experience, the physical reality. So let's start our first journey into the 3 layers within the physical realm. So let's begin. Today, we're going to take a multi-dimensional journey through the levels of self. Now, close your eyes and bring your awareness to your breath. As you breathe in and out, not changing your breath, just be aware of how you're breathing. In and out. continuing just with your breath. With this breath, you are intimately connected to the world around you. As you breathe in, you are breathing with all of humanity, with all of nature. You have a personal body defined by the skin and bones. And then you have an extended body, the world you find yourself in that you could not survive without. In fact, you can look out beyond your body, beyond this world, and into the stars, into the galaxies, and know that all of that is part of you as well. That you are made of stardust. And connected to the infinite universe. Now, bringing your awareness back to your breath, and you're going to follow this breath inward into your inner realms, going deeper and deeper now. Each breath in, imagining a sky blue energy, this prana life force that is flowing into your body. And each breath out, going a little deeper, a little more into the peace and stillness. On your next in-breath, follow the flow of that energy all the way through your body and down to your feet. Sensing that connection beneath your feet with the earth. Now, as you breathe, imagine breathing energy from deep in the earth up through your feet. And then back down again. And breathe like this for a few moments. Now, I'd like you to follow that energy as it moves up your body through each chakra, bringing your awareness now to the base of your spine, to that place of the root chakra, the Muladhara chakra. You can imagine a vortex of energy. The color is red, a deep red. And there is a primordial sound, a mantra for this chakra. The mantra is LAM, L-A-M, LAM.
With your awareness on the root, imagine this red energy swirling all around you and through you. And if you'd like, you can repeat the mantra silently to yourself. Lam, Lam, Lam. Now moving your awareness up just a few inches above your base and below your belly button to the second chakra, the sacral chakra. This is a Svadhisthana. The color is orange. And the sound is Vam, V-A-M, Vam. Now moving your awareness up to your solar plexus, to the third chakra, the Manipura. This brilliant yellow sun within. The sound is Ram, R-A-M, Ram. Now moving your awareness to your heart center, to the Anahata chakra. You can imagine a luscious green energy. And the sound is Yum, Y-U-M. Yum. Now let's move your awareness to your throat, to the fifth chakra, the Vishuddha. The color is sky blue. And the sound is hum, H-U-M, hum. Moving your awareness now up until you come to your third eye, to your sixth chakra, the Ajna. The color is indigo. And the sound is Shum, S-H-U-M, Shum. And now moving to the top of your head, to the crown chakra, the Sahasrara. You can imagine the color is golden light. And the sound is Om. Om. Now, from your next in-breath, imagine that energy flowing up from the earth, flowing through each one of your chakras, all the way up through the crown and up into the heavens. And as you breathe out, bring that energy back down from the heavens, from Source. Down through your chakras and down into the earth below your feet. And let's breathe this way for a few moments. That circular breathing, feeling the energy move through your body. Now take a deep breath in and release, releasing that energy to flow naturally through your body as you bring your awareness back to your breath. And following the breath back into the body, feeling your fingers and your toes. And imagining now over your head a beautiful red energy that is flowing with each breath down over your body, bringing comfort and warmth. It feels so good to be in this body. Letting that red energy flow down over you all the way to the ground. Becoming aware of your fingers and your toes and stretching just a little. And when you're ready, slowly opening your eyes and coming back.
Welcome back. So I hope you enjoyed that short introduction into that first level of our dimension of ourself, our layer of self. As I mentioned, we have 3 layers in this map, this short map of dimensions. And this comes from the Vedic traditions. And also other ancient cultures have something similar. But the idea is that we have a physical existence that includes our world around us, the body, they call the extended body. And it includes our physical body, which is our flesh and bones. And then this energetic body, which is our chakra systems, or the prana, or the life force that moves through us, that is makes us something different than the rock that's on the ground. All of this part is measurable. So that creates the physical realm. The other 2 realms that we talk about in this tradition are the subtle realm, which is that realm of the mind, the intellect, and the ego. So the 3 layers of the subtle realm. And when you talk about the mind, we're just talking about the place where all our senses just bring in all the information. So you can think of like a sidewalk in a rain, and the raindrops are hitting the sidewalk, and every raindrop is registered there. So this is what the mind does. Every sensation that we receive from our smell, taste, touch, seen. Everything is registered at some level in our mind. Then we get to the next level down, a little bit subtler, is that intellect that decides what is important, what to pay attention to, and what not to pay attention to. My teacher used to say it's the yum yuck. What do I really like? What do I not like? And then beneath that, at an even subtler level, is that ego. And the ego is the part that says, this is me, this is not me. Again, I'm speaking just in this particular model, this tradition. Underneath the subtle realm, so we had the physical realm with 3 layers, then we have the subtle realm, and then underneath that we have the causal realm, which is the spiritual realm, the cause of all these other realms. It's kind of the base level. And that also has 3 levels, within it, the personal soul, the collective soul, and then the universal, the I am. So that's just kind of a sketch. What I like about this particular model, if you imagine an hourglass shape, and at the top is the physical realm, at the top of the hourglass, and it's open. So it's open-ended and infinite, as big as our galaxies. We can explore this level of our reality. Then in the center, imagine it where it comes together a little bit, is the subtle realm, which is the mind, the intellect, and the ego. And then beneath, in the bottom of the hourglass, is the also open-ended and infinite, is the spiritual realm, the personal soul, the collective soul, and then the I am. So both the top and the bottom of the hourglass are infinite. The constriction is in the center, where the ego is. This is where I like to point out, it's not about getting rid of the ego or not having this beautiful tool that we've created that allows us to interpret and manifest and create in this world. It's about expanding or observing the ego, so that constriction there becomes a wider channel so that our divine nature can flow through into the manifested, into the world we create. So it's kind of a nice model I like. I've seen models that make this like a ball instead, where you have the universal in the center as the source of everything, and then it grows out. But I like the idea of an hourglass, because the idea that our egos are perfect tools. Everything you've learned in your life, whether you've been meditating or not meditating or diving into engineering or whatever you do, has made this beautiful tool that now with your own soul spark, you can then create through and manifest in the world. And so we really want to value that ego, but observe it. Observe where you limit yourself. And that's what human potentiality is about. It's creating our greater potentials, accessing our greater potentials. The one thing, I like to explore, and why I like to do these meditations and these journeys, when you talk about going into the physical realm, why do we take time and do the energy, the chakras, or imagine and visualize a tree, standing with a tree and being in nature, or all these other types of journeys we can do? And I like to think about it in 3 ways, three steps. There's initiation, activation, and realization. So when we go into these journeys and explore different parts of ourselves, different realms within us, and right now we're talking about the physical realm, our experience with the extended body, for example, we can go in and initiate a journey where we connect with the idea of a tree, or being in nature, or our energy connecting to a tree, or our chakra system. You initiate one of those directions that you want to go. Then you get activated. Inside, there's information that is mirrored inside you that is existing outside of you. And this activation opens you up to other wisdom, to deeper wisdom that's inside of yourself. From there, we get the realization. You get the ahas and the puzzle pieces coming together. So it's interesting to see how the mind can work and the soul can work to put things together to expand your journey, or to evolve your journey in human potential. So when I'm exploring the physical realm, we are using different tools and different ways to actually get activations and then realizations. And the realizations sometimes if you're lucky, they happen all at once. You initiate something, you activate, and immediately have a realization. That's rare. What I like to see is we initiate this journey and you get activated. And then over a period of time, through daydreams, dreams, journaling, or just wanderings of the mind, you have synchronicities, and there's the realization. It could be days or weeks later. So this is the goal of these journeys that we're taking together. So we are going to go to break, and when we come back, I'd like to do the next level of the next dimension of human experience, which is the subtle realm. Again, this is just going to be a quick taste, and then we'll talk about that a little bit more. But let's go to break.
Real Conscious Connection. Om Times Radio. IOM FM. Om Times Magazine is one of the leading online content providers of positivity, wellness, and personal empowerment. A philanthropic organization, their net proceeds are funneled to support worldwide charity initiatives via Humanity Healing International. Through their commitment to creating community and providing conscious content, they aspire to uplift humanity on a global scale. Om Times, co-creating a more conscious lifestyle.
Hello, I'm Sandy Sedgbeer, host of Om Times Magazine's flagship radio show, What is Going Om. My passion is sifting through information, research, and innovations from new thought teachers, speakers, and researchers pushing back the boundaries of what we know about life, energy, metaphysics, and the universe. I love shifting perceptions about who we are, why we're here, and how quickly impossible becomes normal when we open our minds, expand our awareness, and accept that the only limits that exist are those we place upon ourselves. So if you're the kind of forward-thinking, eager investigator of what lies beyond the current reality that most perceive, why not make a date to come play with me in the field of possibilities at 4 p.m. Pacific Time, 7 p.m. Eastern Time every Thursday, and together we can discover what's really going on.
There is no greater mystery in life than you. So why not take a fully experiential plunge into the depths of your being to uncover and retrieve all the secrets and wisdom your soul is crying out for you to know? If you enjoy Adventures in Consciousness, the conversation, you'll love Adventures in Consciousness, the course. Join Jennifer in this unique 13-week series of journeys specifically designed to unlock the mysteries of yourself. Each week, you'll journey progressively deeper into the meta realm, where, freed from the limitations of your mind, you'll get to play and explore the inner and outer reaches of your awareness. The next series of Adventures in Consciousness, the course, is starting soon. Find out more and stake your place at jenniferivanco.com.
There was an old woman who lived in a shoe. She had so many children she didn't know what to do. She gave them some broth without any bread and kissed them all soundly and put them to bed. Hunger is a story we can end. End it at feedingamerica.org.
Welcome back. You're listening to Adventures in Consciousness, the conversation, and today's episode is about journeying through the dimensions of self. In particular, we're doing two journeys. The first was through the physical realm, and now we're going to look at the causal or the subtle realm, which is the realm of the mind, the intellect, and the ego. As I mentioned before, we have a mind that is just receiving all the inputs from sensations from all of our senses. And you think in any moment how many sensations are coming into you in every moment. So we naturally narrow that down so that we can operate in any moment to the things that are important for us to pay attention to. We also have the ego, how we define ourselves. And there's some value into that. As I said before, I really love the created ego, the observed ego that we can manifest and create with. So we're going to go into this next meditation, and then I have a few things I'd like to say about that. So go ahead.
So before you close your eyes, let's look around you right now. What do you see in your environment? Notice the colors and the shapes and the details. Now focus and look at what is right in front of you. Looking at details up close. Now, with a soft gaze, observe what you can see with your peripheral vision. How wide and far can you see? Take a moment to play with your vision, what you can see with your eyes, and what you can imagine you see with your eyes. Whether you are exploring the outer world or the inner realms of your imagination and the imaginal, all of the experiences come into your reality through your senses. Now, close your eyes and bring your awareness to your breath. As you breathe in and out, not changing your breath, just be aware of how you're breathing. In and out. As you breathe in, imagine breathing in a sky blue color, a sky blue energy. And as you breathe out tension and stress, as if you're breathing out the color gray, filling your body with that vital energy, that prana. As we continue this journey, I'm going to ask you to bring your awareness back to the senses, seeing, hearing, touching, smelling, and tasting. Imagining these senses like portals or gateways, where energy and information come into the body. So now, continuing with your eyes closed, let's explore the senses. Beginning with your eyes, looking at the light as it plays across your eyelids. Or if you'd like, opening your eyes just a little and observing what you see. Now bring your awareness to the sounds in your environment, to your hearing, to the sounds close by. To the sounds inside your body. Now touch. What sensations do you feel? What is the temperature like? Warm or cool? How does your body feel as you sit or lay? Now bring your awareness to your nose. What can you smell? If you breathe in deeply through your nose, can you smell something else? Now imagine the smell of a rose or your favorite flower. And now taste what flavors are in your own mouth. And again, take a deep breath in through your mouth, and do the flavors change? Now imagine the flavor of a deep, dark chocolate. And now bring your awareness back to your breath. Breathing in and out. And in the stillness now, be aware of what you are sensing. The random smells and tastes and touches, the visions behind your eyelids, and the sounds. Spend a moment now and just explore whatever it is you are sensing. Now observing yourself for a moment and noticing that there's a part of you that is tuning out so much. There's a part of you that is selecting what to focus on, what to become conscious of, and what to ignore. I'd like to share with you a little exercise to expand your awareness, to take in more energy and more information in the moment. You'd begin by bringing your awareness back to your eyes, opening your eyes just a little with a soft gaze. Observe what you can see with your peripheral vision. How wide and far can you see? And while you're observing with your eyes all that you can see, I'd like you to listen and listen for every sound in your environment. So that you are seeing and hearing as much as you can. And now I'd like you to add touch, any sensations of touch, so that you are seeing, hearing, and touching all of these sensations open at once. Now, close your eyes and bring your awareness to your breath. And allow yourself to be in this stillness once again. We've moved from the mind that receives all the information through the senses. And we've observed the intellect, that part of you that is discerning what to pay attention to and what to ignore. So now let's go a little deeper. Once again with your breath, breathing in and out. Aware of your breath. Now bring to mind your name, your full name. And just repeat to yourself, I am, and your full name. As you do this, observe any sensations, any thoughts that come. Thoughts of who you are, of what you do, of what you believe. Any thoughts. And just repeat to yourself, I am, and your full name. Now, take a deep breath in and release, releasing any thoughts, any concerns, and bringing your awareness to your breath. As you breathe in, follow the breath into your body, feeling your fingers and your toes, and imagining a beautiful red energy flowing down over your body. imagining this energy caressing you and soothing you, enfolding you in its warmth and comfort, and stretching just a little. And when you're ready, slowly opening your eyes and coming back.
Welcome back. I hope you enjoyed that little taste of the subtle realm. A couple things I wanted to mention. So when we're sensing using our senses, we have the smell, for example, or taste or touch, and those outer senses. But we also have that power of the imaginal, and that's the inner senses, or your imagination. It's a little bit beyond just imagination. For example, if you imagine a piece of deep chocolate on your lips and then tasting it, and actually really taste it. Don't just imagine it real quickly. Really explore the taste of this imagination. Your brain doesn't know the difference. Your brain is experiencing that chocolate, maybe a chocolate you've had many, many times before in the past. So there's a energy to that. Remembering that energy and information are two sides of the same coin. They're both the same. So we are looking at different ways to bring in energy and open up new ways to access information. So doing it with our inner senses, opening up all of our senses through imagination and then through actually physically going out and trying different foods for the flavors, or going to the grocery store and touching the vegetables and feeling different sensations of rough and smooth and being aware of that. You start expanding how you bring in energy and information. So my teacher used to say it's like cooking on more burners. The more observant, the more your details around you, the more information you're bringing in. And we go back to what we're trying to do for human potential. You're looking again at initiating sources of information, being activated by that, and then realization. How does it fit into you, into where you're evolving to? So initiation, activation, and realization. You can take any of these layers that we've gone through today, whether it's the extended body all the way to the ego, any one of those 6 layers, and do a meditation or a journey where you expand into an experience of it. And then allow yourself just to wander. For example, if I'm doing the extended body, I might imagine myself out in nature and really open up my senses inside that nature, around the trees or whatever I'm envisioning. And then I can come back to my desk and my work that I have to do, and I have new perspectives and new information that subtly are working on me that help resolve some of the blocks I might have if I just sat at my desk and tried to figure out how to get through a certain task that I seem to be having blocks with. So it's just how to draw on new wisdom that comes from inside of you. I shared with you a very short exercise where we opened up and expanded our senses. This is a beautiful exercise to do on a regular basis, out in nature especially. So now that it's spring, to go out and pick a focal point that's like a tree or a piece of nature, and just stand, make it about 6, 8, 10 feet away from you. And just stand and look at this, or sit and look at this focal point with a very soft gaze. So you can see all your peripheral vision. You can see all around, and you see this point. And just look at it for a good 5 minutes or so, observing everything you're taking in and watching how your eyes shift and change a little bit, but keeping it as wide as you can. And then after you've done that for a while, bring in listening, bring in the sounds of nature all around you. And so you're listening and seeing at the same time and taking all of that in. And then you can try some other senses at the same time, touch or smell or even taste. It's an exercise that you would progressively get stronger and stronger with as you do this. You expand more and more. And then when you're done with that, go and do something creative. or even look at a project you've been facing and see what else comes, what new information. Next week, we are looking, our next episode, I have a wonderful teacher that's coming in. Her name is Fermika Coriandola, and she is from the Awakening the Dreamers School. She'll be talking to us about the dimensions of dream, which is the next level I want to go to. Dreams, not from the level of analyzing our dreams, but more looking at dreams as another territory to explore. And so she has a lot of interesting things to point out or to explore about dreams. We also are going to talk about the third level of the levels of self. As I said, we talked about the physical realm, and we've talked about the subtle realm, and now we're going to go into that spiritual realm, the realm of the individual soul, the collective, and then the I am. So that will be another interesting journey, a deep journey. Observing the intellect. That was another thing we just did in that last meditation. I find it interesting when you get to the point in a meditation where you can see yourself thinking, where you can see yourself, what thoughts are coming through your mind, and what and how you are moving in certain directions with your thoughts. It's always interesting to realize that the thoughts we are having right now, the thoughts we have today, the thousands and thousands of thoughts, most of them are the same ones we had yesterday, or the same ones we're going to have tomorrow. And so how do we bring in new thinking, a renaissance in creativity in our thoughts? Because what we think influences what we become, right? We know this. So observing the intellect, taking time to observe the intellect, is an interesting meditation by itself. So I've given you a lot today between all of these two tastes of meditations with their 6 different layers. You can take any one of the layers and just explore. In the past meditations we've done, or journeys, we've done the entelechy, which is your higher self. And it's fun to connect with your entelechy and then have her guide you or him guide you on journeys through these different layers of self. Noticing where we spend most of our time. If you're an athlete, you spend a lot of time in the physical with your body and understanding your body. If you're a teacher, you might spend a lot in the mind and thinking and resolving things through education and reading and knowledge. What is interesting is to take a different aspect of yourself, a different layer of yourself, and apply it to what you normally do. So again, if you have a challenge that you're facing and you always face it from a desk and a cubicle and trying to think your way through it, it might be fun to get up and move the body and actually physically dance out the solution for what you're trying to discover or to move through. It's just another source of information. So I hope you will be joining me next time when we meet with Fermika and talk about dreams. And if you have any questions in the meantime, I'm always available at jennifer@jenniferivanco.com, or you can visit my website. Until then, namaste.